Hey everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel PantherSchools. My name is Amit Singh. In the previous video, we have talked about how you can set up source format pipeline in COPADO from scratch. In this video, we'll talk about how you can create your first user story, how you work on the user story, and then how are you going to deploy that to the next connector sandbox, the higher sandbox that we have. Before we get started, please give it a like, share, subscribe, and share it with your colleagues and friends so that we also get motivated to create more and more videos. What we have noticed is that more than 80% of the people are watching without subscribing the channel. I would highly request to everyone that please go ahead and subscribe the channel. Now let's talk about the project that we would be basically implementing throughout this entire COPADO series. The project that we are going to talk about is going to be expense management, where we will have a couple of entities like expense request and expense item. Expense request is going to be the parent entity and expense item is going to be the child entity. Now consider that you are developing this project for your company where there are employees who are traveling for business purposes to the different locations in the within the country, or they are traveling outside of the country for requirement gathering, attending certain events, presenting some papers, or maybe connecting with the clients for further projects. And they will have to basically ask for the reimbursement from the company about the expenses which they have made for that entire trip. That's what we are going to do. There will be some code base involved as well. There will be some automation involved, and there would be a lot of other metadata components which will be involved. Now just go ahead and log in into your COPADO governance org, which you have created earlier, where we set up the complete pipeline, and navigate to the user stories while you are under CMC SFDX application. If you are not under the CMC SFDX application, you can navigate to by clicking on these 9 dots, which is also known as App Launcher. Click on the new button for creating the user stories, which will ask you to select what is the type of record which you want to create. In our case, it is going to be user story. Click on next. Now this is going to be the UI for creating the user story. So the very first user story that we are going to create is, we will say create expense request item object, not request item, create expense request object. Make sure you must select this project, which is going to be really important. So select expense management, and then rest all you can leave as it is for now, and then scroll down to the credential section, and here you will have to choose the credentials of your sandbox, your development sandbox, where you are actually going to do the development. In our case, we will be doing the development inside our dev1 sandbox. And then what is the environment? So for dev1, the environment will also be dev1. Then who is the developer? Select yourself for being the developer for now, and you don't really need anything for now. Just go ahead and click on save. Now we are just doing this for the example purpose. We've created the user story. We will have a separate session explaining each and every field and section of the user stories, so don't worry about that. Now this is the user story that you have just created, or maybe the user story will be created by your team, maybe business analyst team, or scrum master, or maybe a delivery head, or your technical lead. Any person can create the user story for you. You get the number of the user story which is there on the top. Now you need to start working on this user story for creating the expense request object. While you are under the plan tab of the user story, if you see, there would be a section called as user story definition. This would be the section where you will see the details about what to do, like create an object. Under that object, do you want to create the tab for that object, or you want to create certain fields for that object, some layout, different sections on the layout, which field to make require, validation rules. There could be various information which you would see under user story definition. For now, just ignore, as we said. there would be a button on the top here under the button groups. You will see that there is something called as Open Org. If you click on this Open Org button, then what will happen is whatever the org, whatever the environment or the credentials which you have selected at the time of user story creation, then it will basically open that Salesforce sandbox or Salesforce production org as well. So click on open while you are asked for clicking on open or cancel. Once you click on open, you will see that you are navigated to the development sandbox, because this is what we have selected inside the user story. Now if you go to the build tab, you will see there is credentials and environment, which is talking about that these are the credentials, and that is why we have navigated to the dev sandbox. Now here what we will have to do is click on this setup icon, gear icon, click on setup, which will navigate you to the object manager and the setup page where you can do lot many things. For this video purpose, we are going to create an object. So click on object manager, create custom object. And then what would be the name? We will say the name is going to be expense request. And plural label will say expense requests. For the record name, we will say expense request, or we'll say request ID, because you would not want it to have a request name. There won't be any request name. And this is going to be an auto number. So for the data type, select auto number. For the format, we will say REQ, or maybe we'll say EX, expense request expense, or EQ ID hyphen, and then we'll use curly braces opening, 4 zeros, then curly braces closing. That is what it is going to look like. Again, this is how the format will look like. A static number we will say 1000. We will be creating the reports later on this object, so make sure allow reports is checked, activities is also checked. We will be doing some field history tracking, so just check that as well. And then for the deployment status, make sure you are selecting deployed. We want to make sure this object is searchable, and we also want to create a new custom tab for this object. So check this checkbox, launch new custom tab wizard after saving this custom object. And now hit save. Once you hit save, it is going to basically launch the wizard for creating the custom tab. We will be just selecting tab style. You could select any tab that you want to have. However, if you want to follow me, then there would be a tab called as SAC. This is a money bag. So we'll just select that. Click on next. Make sure the tab visibility is by default on. Don't worry, we don't want to include in any of the tab, any of the application. Make sure you uncheck this checkbox at the top and save it. Now once you create your object, you will again, after creating the tab, it will take you back to the detail page of your expense request object. Next, what we will do is we'll click on fields and relationships, and then let's click on new. We will create one field called as title, which is going to be type of text. So select text from the data type, click on next, and we'll make it as title. Field length, we will make it as 220. Although this would be a required field, however, we are not going to make it as required. There is a reason behind that, which you will get to know in the coming lectures. It's not a required field, it's not going to be unique, neither an external ID. Please provide the help text and description. Then click on next. Next, and make sure you are adding this component to the layout and save it. And that's what we needed to do as part of this exercise. Create an object, create a tab, and then create a custom field on this object called as title. And then make sure you verify the page layout is there. So click on this page layout, click on the name of the page layout, and it will take you to the detail page of your page layout. Make sure to see that title is there. Also, on the information header, hover on it, click on this wrench icon, and then select detail page. Similarly, repeat this step for system information as well, and then click on save. Now you are done. As a developer, You are done with the user story. You have created the components which you wanted to create as part of this user story. Now you need to deploy this from your developer one sandbox to UAT. How you will do it? Because your changes are there into the sandbox dev 1, and to get those changes inside your COPADO, what you will have to do is you'll have to click on commit changes. Now commit changes is the place where you would be able to see what are the changes which you have created in your target org, not target, in your source org, in your sandbox, your development sandbox, or your scratch org. Now this is how your commit UI is going to look like, much better than the traditional ones. And you will see there is some filters like what kind of metadata you want to fetch. Currently you don't see any metadata over here, and there is a reason for that. You can provide the API name of your metadata. You can also put a filter based on the date, and you can also put who has last modified. So for example, currently we will keep this date as it is, and if you click on get changes, we might not see any changes over here, or we might see certain changes coming which we have made in our dev 1 sandbox. Now you can see here the changes which we made, like we created a custom tab for expense request object. Select that. We created a expense request tab, then we have a layout, we have a list view, and we have a custom field. We are not going to check, we are not going to add any profiles for now. If you see under operation, it says that these are the new components which you have added in your org. That is why it says add. And if you click on this selected changes, you will see that all these components are there. Now once you are sure that okay, these components is what you want to, you have made the changes and you wanted to select, click on this commit change button on the top right, and add a commit message, whatever you want. So I would just add a pipe sign over here between the user story number and the title of my user story. I don't want to do anything else. Click on commit change. Don't worry about any further checkboxes and other options that we see on this commit changes or on the user story label. We'll cover each and everything, so you don't need to worry about that. Now what will happen is it is going to open the record of an object called as user story commit, which will be having the relation with your which user story you are doing it. On the right hand side, it will tell you what operation it is trying to perform. It is trying to commit the changes to this your feature branch. So every time when you create a user story, there will be a feature branch which will be created when you are trying to do the commit. The process, every process, how the commit process works, how the promotion process works, how the deployment works, we will be talking about. This is just to showcase you that whatever the pipeline you set up in the previous video is working fine. You will see the commit is there, test record is there, and flow test record is there. So now commit is done. These two steps will get skipped because this is not needed. You can see the steps has been skipped, and if you click on show skipped step, then you will see what are the steps has been skipped. Why those has been skipped, we will talk about those. Now there is a message also here. There is a field called as view in the IT. So if you click on this commit, it is going to basically okay, now it is asking me to log into my GitHub, which unfortunately I'm not logged in currently, but these changes will be displayed in the GitHub. So just go ahead and click on this commit, and you would see what are the changes there. Once you are done, go back to the user story, and you will see under the user story metadata, these are all the components which you have added, like your object, the layout field, list views, all the details. And there are no user story tasks. Now once you're done, you wanted to deploy it to UAT, click on this deliver tab, and then there are two checkboxes. One is ready to promote and one is promote and deploy. For now we will use this promote and deploy. So edit this, click check this checkbox promote and deploy, and then click on save. Now once you click on save, what will happen is it is going to create a promotion record for you, and then it will start deploying the changes from dev1 sandbox to UAT sandbox automatically. Let's refresh this page, and you can see here the user story is associated with the promotion record, and you can click on this promotion, or you can also go to the deliver tab, and you can also click on promotion record while you are under this user story promotions related list. If you click on it, it will take you to the promotion record, and the promotion record will actually showcase you the process about your deployment, what processes it is trying to do, any errors, what are the functions it's trying to perform, and all of the details. Now for this promotion, there will be only one user story. We'll talk about how you can add multiple user stories and what is the significance and all. Now you can see here it's trying to promote. The very first step is going to be validating the changes against your target org. So it will validate if all the metadata and components are valid, there is no missing dependencies, there is no invalid components, there are no invalid classes or triggers or field API, maybe API version or anything, any kind of validation is going to happen there. And then it's going to deploy it. Now it has run this. Now its deployment will get started in some time. Now the deployment has started. Now you can see the deployment has been successfully completed. If you go back to the user story, then what you will see is after the deployment is completed, it is going to automatically change the credentials to UAT. Now you can see the path has been updated. If you go to the build tab, you will see now the credentials are set to UAT. Now if you want to verify the changes, click on open org, and now this time, because the org is selected as UAT, it will be opening the UAT sandbox. You will see over here on the top, you can see UAT sandbox is opened. Let's click on setup, gear icon, navigate to the setup, and click on object manager, search for your object called as expense, and you will see expense request is there. And you will also go to the fields and relationship, and you'll see the title is there, request ID is there, which is an auto number field. So that's how you are going to perform the deployment and commit of the metadata from one org to another org using COPADO. Before you go ahead, please give it a like, share, subscribe, share it with your colleagues, friends, and please do subscribe because that is really going to motivate us. Thank you.